Shalom uvracha to all. Hope everybody's doing well. Be'ezras Hashem. So in the beginning of Hachsharas Ha'Avreichim, the Piacezner Rebbe starts to speak about hisragshus, what it means to feel avodas Hashem on a emotional, immersive level, what that looks like, what that means. And so the tzaddik first speaks about the way in which, very deep philosophical idea, goes on for many pages, but Bekitzer, very briefly, the tzaddik explains that the human condition is one in which we use the senses in order to perceive the world around us. And so when a person hears something, so then they know that that thing exists. They perceive it through their sense of hearing or smelling or touching, very, very much so. We feel the ground beneath us. Our perception of reality is filtered through the senses, which the tzaddik says, don't think that the nose smells or the ears hear or the fingers or the body touches, but rather we have a neshama inside of us that does all of those things at once. It's a seeing, hearing, feeling, smelling, speaking, being. It has all of these different elements within it, but it utilizes different parts of the body in order to manifest. Now, if a person theoretically lived in a space where there was no sound ever to be heard at all, they lived in some kind of vacuum from the beginning of their lives all the way to the end of their lives, where there was never any sound to be heard. So even though their neshama really contained the capacity to hear because they had working ears, and of course the neshama is a hearing being, rooted in the spiritual root of what hearing means, which is very deep, but because there was never any sound to activate that koach of hearing, they would never know. They would never know that they had that capacity. So things outside of us awaken within our neshama a new facet, a new aspect of who we are. It takes a sound to activate the neshama's capacity to hear through the ears. In the same way for the rest of our senses. In encountering the world, a part of our neshama wakes up, is activated, becomes, and this is a crucial word for Piacezner Chasidus, becomes revealed. Galui. Taken out of a dormant state and woken up. So says the Piacezner Rebbe, you would think that when it comes to serving God, well, this is a good way to activate the neshama, because a person comes to daven, and so in this experience of prayer, we're revealing a degree of our neshama that would have been hidden without us walking into tefillah. And he says there's truth to that for sure. That's called asiyah levat, just the activity, the action, the holy experience in and of itself. And that's true. But that's not hisragshus. That's not what we speak about when we speak about an emotional attachment, an immersive experience of Yiddishkeit that we started speaking about yesterday, where it's not just confined to the shul or confined to the Beis Medrash or confined to mitzvos, but it's all of our lives. It's everything that there is, every moment that we're alive in this world is all about searching and yearning and longing for dveikos. What is hisragshus? So we're just going to read a few lines together. Loikein hi hisragshus. This is on page Yud. If you have this, generally I think both prints is page Yud. Kishem hisragisha ish b'ritzayin ba'avai b'yira. When a person feels yearning or love or awe with hisragshus, but really feeling it on an emotional level, it's not confined to being activated because of a particular experience or a particular encounter with some facet of existence, like we spoke earlier, Masha Inkain, right, which is different when a person hears or sees or feels or so on. That's not what it is when a person is mitragesh, when a person feels emotionally. Hisragshus is avashal abu ben. What hisragshus means, regesh, to really feel something with all of ourselves, it's the love between a father and a son. Shnei achim. It's the love between two brothers. Or just two people who love each other. So what does that mean? That means that their love is activated when they give each other gifts? No. It's not simply that in the moment where the father is giving a present to his child, there the love between father and child is activated. It works the other way around. It's that because the love is always there, and because the person, in this case the father or a brother of another sibling, experiences this natural sense of love all the time, That's what compelled him to go ahead and to give the gift. So it's not that the giving of the gift activates love within their heart and soul, but it's because they exist within a general experience of Ava all the time, that's why they enter into the experience of giving a gift. It works the other way around. Rak b'shvil avasam yesh lefa'amim shenais nimo metivim zelazagam. It's because of that love, that constant feeling of dveikus, of connection, of concern, of consciousness, that they go ahead and give each other gifts. But it's not that the giving of the gift awakens within the neshama something. It's that their soul always exists with this state of awakening, this state of activation. And he goes on to deepen this. Again, we're not really learning the whole sefer, just giving you a little bit of a taste as we take this journey step by step. But ultimately, when applied to Avodas Hashem, this is the point. There's a major difference between a person who feels serving God when they're at a kumzitz or when they're at a tish, or sitting in front of a daf gemara, or a mincha, or a shachris, or one of the tefillos, or certainly the mitzvos that come more infrequently, shaking the lulav, matzah on Pesach, and so on. There's a difference between that and a person who lives each waking moment with the activated neshama, feeling love, feeling a longing to connect, that then becomes manifest in different mitzvos. When that happens, that's called Hachsharas. It's part of a much longer story, not just a brief event. It's a continual process of getting closer and closer to Hashem, revealing our neshama on deeper and deeper and deeper levels. Hashem should bless us to access and attain Hachsharas, to think about Hashem as much as possible, and thereby to engage completely and immersively in our experience of Torah and mitzvos. Have a great day. Thank you so much for listening.